To begin with, the first thing I do on this project is to plane the bottom of the piece of ash wood that I'm using, and I do that at 90 degrees. I do that across the grain. I found this works best because the wood chips better this way. If I router parallel to the grain, then the chips are you get these long splinters which clog up the dust extraction. That can be a real pain. So I use this. I like routing across the grain more. It works better. Now, to begin with, I'm figuring out where the tablet is going to go on the piece of wood, what's going to work best, and then I'm clearing out the inside of the tablet again. To begin with, across the grain, and then the final pass will be with the grain. That way, across the grain is actually, it's not good when you want to sand the piece off. So the final pass I always do with the grain, because that ends up a lot smoother, the finish, and then I don't have to do so much sanding. The bit I use to begin with is a 12mm. You can see it lying on the router table in front of the piece. It's a 12mm single flute, and then finally to cut it out, I'm using an 8mm twin flute straight bit. So here I'm cutting it out. Then on the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a jig, which is really quite a simple jig, which consists of just the outside shape of the tablet, which I put the tablet in, and then the router knows. And the machine knows exactly where the tablet is, and that way the tablet is fastened upside down, and I can router out the bottom of the handles. Yeah, and that's really it. So the routing's done. Now I do go over to the sanding. Obviously, I'm not going to show all of this. This took several hours. I have to say that, as you can see here, the routing is far from perfect. This is the first time I've done a tablet like this, so it could do with quite a bit of improving the routing. For finishing, I'm using a wax, like a liquid wax from Osmo. It's called transparent white. I find it goes really well with ash. Ash is obviously this very light grained wood, and this transparent white wax, it kind of really brings out the figure of the wood without, it kind of bleaches it out a bit, but not too much. You know, it's mostly transparent, and then some of the white kind of gets caught in the in parts of the wood grain.